Ladies, gentlemen, and every magnificent thing between and outside, this is the Envoy of Kairos, here with a new commission Speedpaint, and, well, we have Ghast to thank once again, coming to me with another of his fantastic D&D characters. This time, it's Reginald Quietwing, an Owlin alchemist with a unique magic weapon that makes them an excellent ranged support unit, no matter the circumstance, given enough time to prepare. His concept for this character came from wanting to fill in the many gaps in the Owlin race's lore, trying to make sense of their position in the Forgotten Realms. What little we do know is they're descendants of the giant owls of the Feywilds, having some of that innate magic that follows its own nearly nonsensical rules. Giant owls in media tend to have a strong supporting role, as a guide or wise man of sorts, only coming close to the spotlight when guiding those who are actually meant to stand in it. And so, he posits that Owlin, much like their Fey ancestors, have some innate magical sense of the narrative, of the universe itself, and the significance of people and places, while trying to avoid being at the center of it all. Owlin prefer to take supporting roles in others' lives, comfortable background characters who have a short time to shine, and otherwise get to reap the benefits of being a comfortable distance from whatever calamities may occur, while remaining connected enough to reap any rewards to come. A narrative-focused twist on the Fae's constant toying with the border between law and chaos. Reginald, being one such intentional side character, took up the role of an alchemist so he could support the heroes around him with his bountiful and potent potions, proving an excellent healer, buffer, and debuffer whenever need be, but rarely on the battlefield. That is, until he was, despite his aversion to the spotlight, drawn into it by the plot of this campaign, completing Ghast's vision of a side character struggling with being pulled into the spotlight and left there to simmer and burn under it. He was brought into the campaign and media res, so he doesn't have the full context of the campaign prior, but what he does have to say was interesting enough. He'd been called in to assist in solving a grim mystery in the isolated, walled mountainous village of Stonewallville. Not the most inspired name, but the people living here prove eccentric and a bit uncreative in their isolation, so it tracks. They have been under siege for some time by an unidentified beast that stalks their city at night, somehow making its way over, under, or through the walls to slaughter their citizens in their sleep. Or, a far worse theory, living within the walls in disguise. The prime suspects are an old woman known as Grandma Sylvie, a practically ancient apothecary, and a hobby scientist known as Balazar, who has a basement laboratory where he makes monsters and flesh golems to guard the town. He also happens to have an entire labyrinth under the town, connected to said lab. Reggie happens to join the party when they're investigating this labyrinth. Surprisingly, the culprit is actually Sylvie, who turns out to have a hidden dungeon full of carnivorous monsters that were once human, and a mysterious meat which produces a smell that drives people to ravenous hunger, especially those with more infernal instincts, if the party's tiefling's reaction is anything to go by. Turns out she was kicked out of her old elven society for her obsession with making a potion that would produce the perfect warrior. This, of course, angers Reggie beyond words. She spent over 1,000 years on an asinine pursuit, wasting countless resources, endless lives, driven to the brink of oblivion and beyond, when she could have made potions that extended lives, cured horrible diseases, and so much more. He despises her on a personal and professional level, and he's gone from side character to willing main character over this grudge. It only became more personal when he discovered that among the transformed test subjects was his own sister, who had sought to become Sylvie's apprentice and gone missing. So soon as the battle against Sylvie and her beasts begins, the town is ravaged by flames from below and a conjured snowstorm from above, and Reggie takes to the skies, armed to the teeth and raining alchemical pain down upon the vile woman and her creations. In the end, her skull, cleaned to flesh by his own acid potions, is left in a jar behind the counter of his own potion shop, labeled Cautionary Tale. Quite the magnificent character, isn't he? So I was all too eager to work on this piece of him, and it proved an excellent challenge. First, there was the background. I've never done such a detailed background before, and it's something I've needed to work on for some time. So I'm glad a good excuse was thrown at me. Thankfully, getting some natural defects in the stone and bricks was easy enough with a wave warp filter, though that took some troubleshooting to get the right wavelengths and heights. Then there was Reggie's custom magic weapon, the Rapid Potion Crossbow. It's designed with a rotary drum loading mechanism, containing up to 12 potions, using a slingshot firing mechanism to properly launch the customized potion bottles. Sealed spheres of thin glass with no corks, filled through creative use of the mending cantrip. Designing the crossbow was a slight challenge, but I think I managed to rise to the task and make something pretty impressive. But lastly, there was the detail of his wings. I've only done realistic wings like this one other time, for a commission many years ago, and this time I did it with even more detail. It was a long and arduous task, but I eventually managed, and I'm quite proud of the results. And of course, the lighting in this piece is a real treat, with the dual light source coloring from the flames below and the moonlight above. It makes for excellent contrast and color. The palette in this piece is just beautiful. Ghast, thank you once again so very much for commissioning me for this piece. You've always been an excellent customer, and just what I need to challenge myself to improve. But that's enough rambling for now. I have so much editing to do. It's kind of horrifying. Well, back to my endless workload. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching, guys, and please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Envoy of Kairos for many more videos, ranging from gameplay to speed paints, my original Pokemon region, game concepts, and much more. And do try to remember the words of Kairos. Embrace every opportunity to better yourself and the world. You never know when a leap of faith will change your life for the better. See you again soon.